The mysterious marine kingdom, possible Nephilim survivors, the oldest written word even predating the Sumerians, Noah's Ark landing site possibly, evidence coming up, as well as the mysterious seat of the gods in the sea. And what exactly did it mean when God said he won't strive with man forever? Let's check it out. According to the book of Jasher, there was 2 floods, one that killed 1/3 of the world, and then the flood. Lots of other cultures have flood accounts, very similar to the Bible, from Sumerian, Greek, Hindus, Egyptian, etc. An entire worldwide wipeout flood. We know the reason for the flood was the Nephilim incursion. The idea is God was actually saving the world, not destroying it. This worldwide flood appears to be documented in one of the oldest megalithic sites known as Gobekli Tepe, which to me seems like Noah's Ark landing site. The oldest writing that predates the Sumerians, the first word is actually God, and it's aligned towards the Aquarius constellation, which we'll come back to later. These 10-tone stone pillars document a worldwide flood and a new civilization given a second chance, and another warning for an end. It also documents lots of animals from all over the world that would never be in one place, except for supernatural reasons like the gathering for the flood. Quick side note about dating, I don't dismiss it, but can it be trusted? Because it can be manipulated. Also, I hate the idea that the first is right. Just look at the news today. It's really only first discovered. Who's to say what's not been discovered, or what's been discovered and suppressed? You really have to use your spiritual senses, the ones that they try to not let you have. So yeah, you can always trust the people with the most money and power to always just tell you the most truth, for sure. With that chase the always changing fact, faith, carrot on a stick tactic. Anyway, all these animal monuments and things I mentioned are located right near Ararat, the mountain in Turkey where it said that Noah's Ark landed. It seems like from the Ark landing in Mt Ararat, they simply came down the mountain and started civilization there and made all these monuments to document everything. And civilization spread out from there, which is what the evidence seems to indicate. Quick notes on the pillars. Pillar 43 talks about waves and a flood. Pillar 56 talks about waves, crashing, and animals and fleeing. Pillar 18 is the only word in the whole site, and it's God. And it's aligned towards Aquarius, which is really interesting because in the Gospels, Jesus talks about the constellation Aquarius. And the disciples ask him, "Where must we go to follow you?" When he said, "Follow the man with the pitcher into the house." Esoteric meaning of the house, as in the constellation Aquarius, the man with the pitcher. Cultural context note, in those times a man would never be carrying a pitcher. It appears to be a cryptic statement that in order to follow him, you have to actually follow him into the next age, where you will rule and reign with him. Also, aside from the word God being aligned to Aquarius, most of the monuments talking about the flood are aligned to Cygnus, the swan. Or is the true identity of Cygnus actually the white dove? The one that the Bible tells you about that was sent out from the ark. Cygnus is actually the white dove in the Mazzaroth, also representing the Holy Spirit. Anyway, when you follow things like big archaeology, you may think things like pyramids or tombs, even though no mummies have ever been found in them, ever. Or that Romans built the first roads, when actually the Mayans have advanced networks of highways, and that's only been what's been discovered so far, or admitted. And again, it's always going to change. Anyway, wrapping up before we move into the marine kingdom fascinating things, it also shows fire from the sky, just like the pattern from Sodom and Gomorrah, which is raining sulfur down, and if you really pay attention, you'll see that that reset devastation pattern results in instant petrification. Just look what happened to Lot's wife. Now think about all the giants and the whole petrified giants are mountains and all those other theories. Lots of giants, titans, and other things instantly turning into land masses. By the way, what do you think Himalayan pink salt, possibly shilajit are? Maybe even some gemstones. Last quick note on fossils, that's not exactly how it happens the way you've been told, because pickles have been found fossilized in a jar from not that long ago. Plus, it seems like there was an instant of flash frozen fossilization because things like fish have been fossilized eating another fish. Plus, fossils have been found in the act of eating and other things that indicate an instant fossilization type of event. And also explains weird dating. Any kind of atmospheric differences or devastation or cataclysmic event would result in weird dating. Also, it appears a lot of the site has been intentionally buried. Why? We're going along. In part 2, we're going to explore is Tartarus in the ocean, the seat of the gods in the sea, things like Atlantis, Nephilim creature flood survivors, the marine kingdom, and more. See you soon.